Hello everybody, it's Clara the Book Goddess, and it is time for my first book haul of 2017, which means it's time for my January book haul, and I have quite a few books to share with you this month, so let's just get into it. So the first books I have for you today are Magic City and Fire City by Maria V. Snyder. These are the second and third book in the Soulfinders trilogy, and I don't really know much about this. I picked up Poison Study, which is the first one, last month, and I haven't read it yet, but it is about a girl who is given the choice between, like, the hangman's noose or being a poison tester, and she decides to be the poison tester. So I'm very interested in reading that series. Sasha Osberg, who is one of my favorite booktubers, loves it, and so I am very interested in reading that series, and hopefully I will sometime soon. I also picked up Matched, Crossed, and Reached by Ali Condi. This is the entire Matched trilogy. Crossed I got at the end of December, but it was after I had gotten up my book haul for December, so I just decided to haul it in this one. So this is a series about a society where the government controls literally everything, as in who you marry, what you do with your life, what your job is, even when you die, and it is very good. It's the first dystopian series I'd read. I did a review of it on the blog, and you guys can go check that out. I will link that below. And it was just a very good series. I would say my favorite was probably Crossed, which surprised me because usually the middle ones are not my favorite. But it was a very good series that I would highly recommend if you like dystopian or if you are just getting into dystopian, because I didn't really expect to like that genre, and I loved Matched so much. So I also picked up Seeker by Arwen Ellis Dayton, another book I did a review of on the blog, and I will link that review below as well. I was expecting this to be a high fantasy. It is sci-fi. But it was still very good. It wasn't quite what I was expecting. It took me a while to read, but I think that was because I was coming off of a really extraordinary book, and I had really high hopes for this, and I did enjoy it, but it just wasn't my favorite. I do want to read the rest of the trilogy. The last book is coming out in February, but it was worth the read, and I'm glad I read it. It's very different, but if you are into sci-fi, you will like this. Also, I got to The Star-Touched Queen by Roshni Chokshi, which I read last year in July or August, I think, and loved. I read this in like 2 days, and it was just so good. So I decided to buy this because I pre-ordered A Crown of Wishes, which is a sequel that comes out March 28th, and I am so excited about that book, and I'm hoping to reread this. Anyway, this book is about a girl who is cursed in a way. Her horoscope promises nothing but death and destruction, and she ends up marrying this man named Amar, and she doesn't really know who he is, and yet it is just a beautiful love story. It is basically a retelling of Persephone and Hades with Indian mythology thrown in, and it is just a beautiful story that I feel like any fantasy lover will absolutely adore. Also, I picked up a copy of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This was one of the best books I read in 2016, and I loved it so much. So this is one that is just, it's very different in a way, but it is just so good. Basically it is about an affair, but it is still a very good story, even if it doesn't exactly have a happy ending, but it is still just such a great book, and I hope to reread this eventually, maybe in February, I don't know, even though I did read it in like October, but you know, I have it, so I'm like, I better reread it because I paid too much for that book, but whatever. I also picked up Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, which is another classic. I love classics, although I can never remember what they're about, and that applies to this one. I have no clue what this book is about other than a girl named Jane Eyre, I think. So, I know that when I did know what it was about, it sounded good, so I am hoping to read this year, hopefully in February. So, finally, last but not least, I have a nonfiction book, which is the 2017 Writers Market. And this is a book that every single writer on this planet needs to have, because if you're trying to get published and you do not have this book, you need to go on Amazon and buy it, because this is seriously the most trusted resource for publishing anything. This has agents in here, it has publishers in here, magazines, trade journals, contests, anything. And it also has quite a few articles at the front that are very helpful. So, if you're a writer and you do not have this, you should probably go order it. I will link the link down below where you can go buy it off of Amazon, and I will also link to the Writer's Digest website where you can buy it as well. So that's it for this book haul. That's quite a few books, and it's probably going to fall over, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to follow the blog and subscribe. It is my goal to have 500 subscribers by the end of this year. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Please tell your friends about me, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!